appears to be a few inches short. So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They come up on a second down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down the wire. And he gets it down to the 32. 4 yards the pickup, first down. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. And only able to get 2 here, stopped at the 30. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Prescott. He's got a man complete. It's Amari Cooper. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Here's Pollard. Call it a gain of 12, but of course not a first down due to the previous penalty.
This defense needs a big play in the worst way because so far they're not putting up much of a fight. If they don't get a stop here soon, this game could be over for them.
And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Zach Cunningham with a pick. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line.
Well, this is a defense that can confuse even the best of quarterbacks with their zone schemes. And here you've got a linebacker that's going to stay at home and just sit down in that zone. And this one basically comes right to him.
They start the drive with Hyde. And he'll get this up over the 25 to the 26. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this 4th quarter. A 10th carry for Hyde. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. The Cowboys going to use their 2nd timeout now, as it'll come with 36 seconds to go in half number 2. Now Watson. Then he's got the completion to Hopkins. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. A big pickup there, and without question, that should be more than enough to wrap this one up. Watson now 13 of 16 throwing the football. It's 1st and 10. And a timeout comes in. The whistles blow with 3 seconds remaining. Down to a knee goes Watson, and that should just about do it for this ball game. So Houston going to come away here with the victory. And I tell you, this was a fun one, just a close game. Nothing comes easy in this league, as you know. They had to work for that victory.
I've got to go back to what you just said. Nothing comes easy in this league. How many talk to coaches prior to a game and assessed, the strengths, the weaknesses, the whole deal? Even in games when one coach was a decided favorite, what do they always say to us? But you do know this is really a 7-point league. 7 points either way usually decides a ball game. We had exactly that in this one.
And not only that, but this is a gutsy road victory, one they can hang their hat on. So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. With that, we say so long from Big D.
I'm sliding with it. Better see me now, oh God, I'm litty. I know that you're trying to go big. Better run up the cash, you love to spend. Better kill it and did it again. I'm with the intent, no, I'm down to win. I can't feel bad about it. I know you sad about it. Know you sad about it. Know you sad about it.
I just got bags from Prada. Rolling up.
It's the NFL on EA Sports as we are in the inner harbor of Baltimore at M&T Bank Stadium. The two teams emerging from their respective tunnels a minute ago to the approval of this Baltimore crowd. They're all set as their Ravens will match up with the Houston Texans. So here's Kaimi Fairbairn to do the honors. And off we go from M&T Bank Stadium.
That's it, baby. We gonna work.
Jackson, option right, and an alley to run. And now nothing but green ahead of him. Past the 20, 10, and all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Hollywood Marquise Brown, 75 yards. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. John Harbaugh thought about it, and now his guys are going to go for the two-point conversion. Here's Jackson toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Boy, so they don't get the conversion, but they're going to go right into the onside kick formation. And now the Texans are going to stop it as they signal for a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Fielded about a yard deep. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line.
The Texans take over first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Watson will bring up the Texans here first and 10 at the 20. Back to throw, Watson. It's complete to Hopkins. He's got a convoy, and he might be gone. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. DeAndre Hopkins, an 80-yard touchdown, as his guys can now take the lead with the extra point. One play, 80 yards. Pretty easy drive to recap.
It certainly is, but not so easy to execute. Starting on your own 20, you want something to kickstart your drive and get it off to a nice start. They went for the whole thing and got it. That's a great way to send a message to the opposing team.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. On first and 10, it's Jackson. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. Angelo Blackson. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him. To try again after the sack. Jackson, this one complete to Ingram. 5 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it 3rd and 13.
Everyone has their strengths, able to move to their right or their left, being able to throw the football. So that means you've got to work on both because you never know which way you're going to get flushed by pressure. In this situation, able to escape to his left and makes an accurate throw.
Here's Jackson on 3rd and long. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. The linebacker, Zach Cunningham, there defensively to make that play.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Flush to his right. And it is incomplete. The linebacker, Zach Cunningham, there defensively to make that play.
I don't know why you would do that. It's almost guaranteed points the other way. I mean, I get it if it's a late-game situation, maybe even 4th and inches. But, boy, that's a huge risk to take.
Yeah, now they're set up in prime position going the other way. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. That gain of 15 gets him on the doorstep, 1st and goal.
Check. Fresh down. Hey, 31. Hey, 59.
To throw is Watson. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
When you got your backs in the shadow of your goal line, you've got to be physical in that situation because there's not a whole lot of space, not a lot of wild plays that can be run there.
That's put up or shut up time. Defensively, nice job just to make sure they didn't complete it on that play. On second and goal, Watson. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's third down.
Get your backs to the goal line. I can hear my high school coach right now. This is when force meets force. Got to be physical in order to win this battle.
Yeah, that's where the physicality pays off. A nice job forcing the contact and forcing the incompletion.
Yeah, Coach Ford would have loved that play.
Looking at this situation, if you're at the 1, the 2, maybe you go for it. From here, you kick it.
I agree. I think you have to get points in this situation. Fourth down, I don't chance it at all. I put the points on the board and go back and regroup.
The kick by Fairbairn is good. And they bump the lead up to 4 now at 10-6. A good drive gets them inside the 5, but they could not punch it in.
And credit the defense, too. Make sure that happens because that was the old bend but don't break approach. Made sure they contained them when they absolutely had to and forced the field goal attempt that went through.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
This is Ingram on 1st and 10. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets him back now for 2nd down. Throwing on 2nd and 14. Jackson. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
That's a gain of 2. Brings up 3rd and 12.
On 3rd down, Jackson. And Jackson cannot get away, and he'll go down. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest ones, maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
Now, meanwhile, they go for it on 4th down, and my goodness, incomplete.
Let's go. Push it back. 19.
On 1st down, Watson. He's got Fuller. Will Fuller. Nobody there to stop him. Touchdown, Houston.